Okay, let's continue with our next topic, which is all about exponential decay. So, kabaliktaran lang to ng previous topic, which is exponential growth. Exponential decay is a process of reducing an amount by a consistent rate over a period of time. So, for example, bumili tayo ng bagong car at an amount of 650,000 pesos. And this value depreciates at a rate of 20% each year. So, ano ngayon yung magiging value ng sasakyan after 5 years? So, pwede nating masagot yung problem na to using or modeling exponential decay. Okay, so tingnan natin. When a quantity describes or decreases by a fixed percent each year, okay, or other periods of time, the amount or our time n of t after t years is given by this formula. So, meron tayong n of t is equal to n naught times the quantity 1 minus r raised to the power of t. So, again, your n naught here still represents the initial value or the initial amount bago merong mangyaring decay. R here is your rate of decay, and T is of course the number of years or the time period. So going back to our problem kanina, let's say our car is new and it cost 650,000 today. So it depreciates at a rate of 20% each year. So before we solve the car's worth after 5 years, let's first write an equation to model the decay value of our car. Okay, so we have here n naught is equal to 650,000. The rate of depreciation is r, which is given as 20% in the problem. Therefore, using our function, which is n of t is equal to n naught times 1 minus r raised to t. Alam na naman natin si n naught, alam na rin natin si r. Plugging those values, we have 650,000 times 0.8 raised to t. Bakit 0.8? That is 1 minus 0.20. Okay? So if we want to solve the value of our car after 5 years, then we just need to plug in t equals 5 in our function. Okay? Then using our calculator, we compute the value to be 212,992 pesos. So from 650,000 today, after 5 years, ang magiging value na lang ng car natin would be around 200,000 pesos. So if we try to graph those scenarios, okay, so after each year, so makikita natin that the value decreases. And this graph is a graph of your exponential function. So another formula, if we have a general formula for the exponential decay model, okay, we can have this one. N of t is equal to n naught times e raised to negative k times t. So n naught is still the initial value before the decay occurs. So k is a constant. Okay. In other books, it is called as the rate of decay. Okay. And of course, t is still your time. So, tignan natin. Let's say meron tayong scenario dito wherein we have an atom. Okay. And this atom experiences what you call a radioactive decay. So this is a process wherein atoms lose energy by emitting radiation in the form of particles such as in the figure shown. Okay? So how can we model the decay of this atom? So again, by using this general formula. Okay, so m naught is the initial amount or initial weight of your atom. So r is the rate of decay of this atom. Okay, so we can get the amount at any certain time during this radioactive decay process. So take note that every radioactive isotope has a half-life. So ano yung tinatawag nating half-life? So this is the time it takes for a quantity to decrease by half. So for example, yung ating radioactive isotope na carbon-14, so meron siyang half-life na 5,730 years. So itong carbon-14, so usually ito yung ginagamit ng mga archaeologists to carbon date back our fossils. Okay? So in our formula, ang kailangan natin is yung decay rate. Okay? So what is the relationship between the decay rate and the half-life? So meron tayong formula dito wherein the decay rate R is equal to ln of 2 divided by H. So, if you want to understand kung paano na-derive tong formula, so meron tayong derivation dito. Okay? But again, simply, R is equal to ln 2 all over H. So, example, if the half-life of C14 is 5,730, what will be the decay rate? Okay, so plugging in our formula, R equals ln of 2 divided by H, which is equal to 5,730. So the decay rate of C14 is 0.000121. And by plugging in this value of R dito sa ating equation or model, then pwede nating sabihin that for a material, okay, so pwede nating ma-date yung material na to by using this formula. So m naught, which is the initial amount of the said material, times E raised to negative of R, which is this one, times T. Okay? So example, let us estimate the age of a fossil with 12 grams of carbon-14 if it initially contained 32 grams of C14. Okay? So in the given problem, meron tayong m naught, which is the initial amount, which is 32 grams. So in our formula, pwede na nating i-plug in agad si m naught na 32. Okay? And meron tayong given amount dito. So after some time, which is 12 grams. So from initially 32 grams, naging 12 na lang siya. So what we are looking for here is the time it takes for the fossil, okay, to decay. From 32 grams of C14, naging 12 na lang yung laman niya. Okay? So, by manipulating our model, we can have this exponential equation, okay, wherein our unknown here is time. So, using our knowledge to solve exponential equations, we can get time to be around 8,106 years. So, matagal, no? Matagal yung pag-decay from 32 grams magiging 12 grams in around 8,000 years. Next one, what if ibang element naman ang meron tayo? Let's say we have here radon-222. Okay? So, the half-life of this radon-222 is 3.8 days. So let's determine an exponential decay model that represents the decay of its mass. Okay? So we have here is H. H is 3.8. So hanapin natin si R by using our general formula. So R is ln 2 divided by 3.8, giving us 0.1824. So yan yung gagamitin natin sa ating exponential decay model. Okay, so m naught times e raised to negative of 0.1824 times t. And if given tayo ng initial amount of radon 222 which is 64 grams, then hanapin daw natin how much amount will remain after 7 days. Okay? So m naught is 64 and t equals 7. So pwede nating mahanap yung amount after 7 days. Okay? So that is 17.85 grams. So again, pwede tayong gumamit ng scientific calculator for our computations. Example number 4, what if the time is missing? In this case, given the initial amount of 64 grams, okay, and find the time it takes for the mass to decay to 4 grams. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, m of t is equal to 4. Okay, so we equate that to 64 times e raised to negative 0.1824t. So, meron ulit tayong exponential equation. So, solving the value of t, we have 1,520 days. Another example, so the half-life of a radioactive isotope is known to be 36 hours. So, let's find an exponential decay model. So, first step, hanapin si R, which is the decay rate. Decay rate is equal to ln 2 divided by h. Knowing h to be 36 hours, so mako-compute natin si R, 0.019. Plugging this value dito sa ating general model, we have m naught times e raised to negative 0.019t. Follow-up question, if an initial amount of 1,000 milligrams were taken, so how many will remain in the body after 48 hours? So, given the time to be equal to 48, hanapin natin yung mass after this R. Okay? So, m naught is 1,000, t is 48. Using your scientific calculator, you could get m equals 40,172 milligrams. Okay, so I think this is 401.72 milligrams. Okay, so lumiit siya. So from 1,000 naging 401 siya. Okay. So what's the difference between exponential growth and exponential decay in terms of their general formula? So if you recall, the general formula for exponential growth is represented as this one, okay? Whereas in our exponential decay model, it is this one. So the difference is that dito sa growth, the growth rate is positive, whereas dito sa decay, the rate or decay rate is a negative number. Okay?